before I actually put the mount in, I want to show you how much she's vibrating on her own. As you can see, it's not an overwhelming vibration, but you can see as this thing idles, there's a lot of play right here. And I notice it's got worse. Now it is a Harley, and they're gonna shake just because of the way these motors are made. But the vibrations have gotten worse, and I've noticed it on the camera when I'm filming going down the road. So I checked out the front mount, and it looks like it's got a lot of play in it. So what we're gonna have to do, take off the, I don't know, rectifier. Can't remember the name right now, I'm having a blank. So this piece is gonna come off, and the mount's right underneath. All right, so we got 2 screws, or bolts, and nuts and bolts, whatever you wanna call it. One on this side, one on that side, and that should come right out of there. There we go. All right. All right, so that's out of the way. This was the pain in the ass to get out right here. All right, so we got the wires out. No biggie. All right, so we just let this hang here. These are the 2 bolts we need to get out, and this bolt here. So 1, 2, 3. So what I did so far, rectifier's off, 2 nuts, disconnect a couple of wires. 2 nuts and bolts on the mount itself. Take those off. Take off the mount bolt itself. Loosen the 2 top bolts to this mount, or bracket I should say. Loosen them out really good and loose. And I disconnected the stabilizer link. Now this mount still ain't gonna come out. We're gonna use a pry bar. I'm gonna stick it in here, go through the side, stick it in here, lift this up high enough where that mount will come out. All right, so pry bar's gonna go in. Pick up this mount, rubber mount right out of there. Oh, it's supposed to come out of there. There we go. So here's the old one. You can actually see where in here, I can't show it on camera, but in here you can see where there's some wear and it's moving in and out of there. The back side doesn't look bad. There are some dry cracks here. Now they say that when you change your oil, the oil spills on this and weakens the rubber. Oil and rubber obviously don't mix, but I don't see too bad, you know, too much damage on this thing. It's just worn out. And you can tell from the top section here that it's worn out and it's moving in and out, in and out. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's worn out. So, this is the new one. Not different at all, it's the same thing. Except the top, you can tell it's different. The rubber's still on the pin, on the new one. The old one, it's all gone, and you can see where it was moving in and out. So there is a way to go, these go in. If you look at the original one, it'll say top on it. And pretty much all you're gonna do is the real nice side, it's almost like a, I don't know, triangle, or the sides come out. It's actually probably wider than the bottom piece. I don't know how else to explain that. Bottom side, top side. So it goes in like that. All right? So that goes on the bottom. So all that's left is get this mounted, get all the bolts in, leave them loose, and then we'll go from there. Just like that, right? Now like this, like this. All right, you do what you want. I'm gonna use Loctite red on my bolts. Alright, I actually wire wheeled the mount bolt nice and clean up all those threads. Put some Loctite on that. All right, now let's get all that shit. Those bolts in the back tighten on that back plate. All right, don't forget to check your torque specs on these bolts and torque them up. That's your best bet. These two are still loose and that one's loose. So now we're going to start the engine and let it sit wherever it wants to sit. Alright, just going to let it run for a little bit, a few seconds. Let it just sit where she wants to sit, and then we'll tighten everything up. Okay, everything's been tightened down. These two bolts for the mount itself. So 3 bolts, tighten and torqued. We put the rectifier back on. All right, one tip that I have for you is check your wiring going to this rectifier. There's a good chance that the outer casing might be worn through from rubbing up from all the vibration. If it is, go ahead and fix that. Cover it with something, electrical tape, anything, just to keep it from shorting out. Oh yeah, so much smoother. I mean, it still shakes, but you can see the engine is so much smoother. I mean, Harleys are going to shake, that's the way they're made, but it's not jumping up and down on that mount anymore. Yeah, before, this whole front end was going up and down, and now it's just sitting there, idling the way it should. Yeah, big difference. All right. Hey everybody, just got back from a nice ride. I did about 2 hours on the bike, and she's much better going down the road. She's not shaking as much. The engine doesn't jump as much as it used to because of the old motor mount. So I'm happy with that. She's running really good. Big difference in the way the engine shakes and all that. I'm happy with it. No need to readjust anything. It seems to be okay. I was in the city coming home, and it's sad. It angers me, but it's also sad. There was a lady at a red light, okay, stopped at a red light, getting high, in her car. I kind of screamed at her, but, we all know that's not going to change the fact that she's going to get high. She's probably going to kill somebody. People, you want to get high, don't get behind the car. You want to get drunk, don't get behind the car. Don't get on a bike. Don't put anybody else's life at risk. All right? Just don't do it. You know what? You want to kill yourself? Go ahead. Smoke all the weed. Smoke all the crack cocaine. Do whatever you want to do. But please, don't go on the road and risk everybody else's lives. Right? Yeah, you're an addict. I understand that. I understand that. You're not going to quit tomorrow. You're not going to quit unless you want help. But please don't endanger anybody else. All right? Get off the road. Go get high somewhere where you can't hurt somebody. If I wish I had access to the phone while I was on the bike, I would have called the police on her. I really would, because could have been me. She'd kill, or she's going to end up hurting somebody. Probably not the first time. Most likely won't be her last time. And she's doing it while she's driving a car. She's trying to light the goddamn pipe while she's driving a car. It's crazy. All right, everybody. May God watch over all of us. Bye-bye.